Hi everybody, I'm here again to make another video to help you try to find some things to do for virtual learning, and one of them is almost all subjects have to study vocabulary. So one of the greatest things about vocabulary is getting kids excited about it, right? Well, we've used Quizlet before, and I've used Quizlet, and I can show you how to do that in another video. What I'm going to show you today is how kids can do it either in the classroom, or they can do it outside of the classroom, but it makes them work together. Okay, so this is one of those things you should do at the same time, so students don't have to sit side by side to do it. But one of my favorite things is using Pear Deck, and the kids love it. They always want to play with Pear Deck. So in Clever, I can click on Pear Deck, or I can go directly to Pear Deck by typing it in, like pear, like the fruit, and then deck. And then what's going to come up is basically that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to log in as a teacher, and I'm already logged in because it's linked to my Google account. Again, another great tool that Google has. And I'm going to choose to create a vocab list. Okay, so what's going to happen is it's going to pull up a screen, and on this screen, it'll have the term. So I'm going to enter whatever term it is that I might be using. So like, let's say I was going to say simile. Let me make sure I spelled that right. It's been all summer, so I want to make sure I wrote simile, not smile. And then definition, I would say comparison between two things using like or as. Okay, and then I can add another term. Now the other cool thing is a lot of times it will give you definitions from Merriam-Webster so that you don't actually have to look them up, which sometimes is a time saver. And I have done these like when I've given students, and I probably shouldn't admit this, but I forgot to do it. Oh my gosh, I need an assignment really quick. And the kids are doing like a 10-minute assignment. I can make one of these, like 10 vocab words. I can make one in 10 minutes really quick. And it'll take 10 to 15 minutes for them to do it, and then it creates a study tool for them. Okay, so I already have a list that I've created, and that one is from Oliver Twist. Don't ever read it if you don't have to. I mean, it's my favorite book ever. Okay, so here we go. So here is a list of vocabulary words that I have, and so then I'm going to click on Play Flashcard Factory. Woo. Okay, and when I do that, it's going to say make sure that the browser is showing up on the window up there or whatever, and it's so that you can project it up on the screen in your room. So if it doesn't project up on the screen, it's not a big deal because the students will join using their phone or their device, whichever you want. They can use a Chromebook, they can use a laptop, or they can use their phone or tablet. Okay, so I'm just going to click on, okay, see the projector. It gives you this really weird code, and I don't understand why it comes up with these really weird things, but kids always have a comment on it. So I'm going to go to Pear Deck on my phone. I'm just going to type in Pear Deck like I did on the computer. And then I'm going to, just so you can see what I have there, that's what it is. Okay, and then I'm going to go to join a session. I can't record on my Screencastify and show you what the students have on the same computer. I'm not that much of a tech whiz. Okay, so it will show this once I've joined. I said I want to join a session. Oops. Like that, and I'm going to have to turn in or put in the code there. So WIJVR, okay, and then it will show me this message, okay. And so since I'm only one worker, and I would sign in as another worker, but the problem is that I can only log in through my Gmail or through my school account. So what I'll do is I'll click on this part, and what it'll do is it'll automatically drop me into different groups. There'll be the day group and the night shift group. Now, there's a reason why we use that, and the kids love that because that's the competitive part. And you know how kids can be. They can be competitive. Okay, so what'll happen is on their phones, it'll say, I'm ready to go, and it'll put them in groups, so you don't even have to think about putting them in groups. and they'll type in, I'm ready, let's go. So what it's going to do is it says, wait for teacher to begin, and then we can play, let's play. Okay. And oh, looks like I didn't have any created. Oh my goodness, what happened? Okay, so because I'm the only person, I can't show you how it looks from the student's point of view, and I can't really show you how it looks. So I'm sorry, I apologize for that. So what will happen is the students will sign up, and then their names will show up either in the night shift group or the day shift group. And they'll be partnered with another person. What will happen is on their phones, they will have there will be the definition and there will be the term. So the definition and then the actual word or the term that you have. And then it'll ask them both. One of them has to draw a picture that represents that word. And then another one, they have to use that word in a sentence. Now, my kids, for some reason, the first couple of times we played, they rewrote the definition. And I'm like, what? That's not what you're supposed to do. So I had to explain it a little bit better. So this would work great in foreign language if you're trying to get them to know the foreign language word and they have to match it up with the English word and the definition. They can draw a picture, that kind of thing. So what happens is they create these cards and they enter them. And on this screen that you'll have, once they're done, once you have they're all logged in, you'll have let's play, and that's when they'll do that. Okay. When I click it, it's going to go to, looks like I didn't have, oh, here we go. Here's actually what it looks like. So what the kids will do is they will have to work on their flashcards. This is what they'll do is they'll come up with different words and different little cards that they want. They'll come up with really silly things. Okay. The next phase is quality control, and that's when I go through them. All of them come up here, and what we do is sort of as a class is we go through and we go, okay, so who came up with the best definitions? So you can choose 5 definitions or 5 examples of really good definitions and pictures and things like that for the cards. Maybe none of them are good. Maybe they didn't get to all of them. Maybe they're all good. It doesn't really matter, but basically what ends up happening is you end up having these little note cards or flashcards that they've maybe used on their phone. So when you're done with that, you'll click next phase, shipping. And when we're actually playing, what will happen is it'll show you the day crew and the night crew of who got the most points. And so then the kids get really competitive. So depending on if you approved their definition or not in their picture, they will get a stamp of approval or disapproval, and they will get points or not get points. Okay, so it used to export to Quizlet, but now it exports to GymKit. So you can export that to GymKit. I'm not a huge fan of GymKit, but you can also do that and export it, and it'll take you there, and then you can post it to Classroom, and then the actual definitions show up in your classroom page so the kids can study it using GymKit. What my kids usually do is they get on GymKit and then they take those words and they make their own Quizlet and then they share it to the class. The point is not necessarily to have the flashcards on Quizlet, although that was a great thing. I hate that they changed it. GymKit is okay. I just haven't fine-tuned it and don't necessarily know how to use it extremely well. But the great thing about it is they get to play with the vocabulary. It's really good because they have to draw pictures, and they like to draw pictures of each other, and it's an interactive tool to help them remember vocabulary words. You can do 25 vocabulary words. You can do 10, doesn't really matter. And you can leave the session up for as long as you need to. So if you know that you're doing it online and you have students who are doing it remotely, you can say, okay, you guys are going to have your vocab list, your Pear Decks up from this time to this time. You need to make sure that you're handing them in, and then they can do it from home. You would have to do that sort of in real time or an asynchronous manner. You'd have to figure out how to do that. You could probably do it in a Zoom or a Meet or something along those lines. Excuse me. but it works best in the class, but you can certainly do it outside of class. So the basic thing is just getting them to remember vocab, and it's a really cool way and a really fun way for them to remember vocab. I know this was pretty hard because I couldn't actually show you how to do it because I'm limited to only one screen at home, and I can only register with myself as one person. So it's a little limiting, but it is a great tool. If you want help, I will definitely help you, and I'll show you some really cool things you can do with it. Thanks. Ask me if you have any questions. Bye.